Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy, and I'm here today to review the anime Samurai Champloo. Now, Samurai Champloo tells the story of two skilled swordsmen, Mugen and Jin, who reluctantly embark on a journey with a girl named Fu to locate a samurai who smells of sunflower and the crazy shit they get into along the way. Now, I have heard of Samurai Champloo for a very long time now, guys. After seeing Afro Samurai many years ago, which is my all-time favorite samurai anime, by the way, a lot of people told me if you love Afro Samurai, you'll get a kick out of Samurai Champloo, as both share many elements in common. It's a samurai story with a lot of hip-hop elements added into the mix. And I had made many attempts to watch this anime over the years, but each time I tried to get into it, I was always turned off by the slow pace of the anime and how I felt it was very episodic. And at that time, I wasn't really into episodic animes. I just didn't want to deal with that, so I didn't finish it. So now, after almost 10 years of this anime being out, I finally watched it to its entirety, and what do I think of it? I really got a kick out of it. It is a solid samurai anime. Starting with the animation by Manglobe, rest in peace, my friend. It's quite solid in this anime with some scenic and colorful backgrounds and diverse character designs, and as always, the animation truly excels during their really intense and awesome action sequences. The action especially shines during all the awesome sword duels that are scattered throughout the anime. They were intense, fast-paced, energetic, and a thrill to watch. I could not take my eyes off of them. My personal favorite samurai of the bunch was Mugen. I just loved his fighting style. It's very erratic and improvisational. You couldn't guess what his next move will be because he's always moving and jumping around. In fact, he almost felt like he was breakdance fighting every time he would get into a duel, because he's flipping and spinning and doing windmill kicks and just jumping around, flailing his sword. Very hip-hop-esque, his fighting style. And speaking of hip-hop, the hip-hop inspired soundtrack actually fit quite well with the anime's setting and tone, and hell, even enhance the experience. But I won't deny there are some parts in the anime where the hip-hop elements just felt kinda out of place, like seeing a bunch of villagers walking down the street beatboxing like it kind of just felt weird to see them doing something like that, but it was funny, so I just went along with it. The English voice acting was excellent, with every member of the cast delivering their lines like freaking champs, putting a lot of emphasis, emotion, and most importantly, badassery in their performances. But I mean, when you have the voices of Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop, Don Patch from Bobobo, and Haruhana Haruko from Fooly Cooly, how could you possibly go wrong? Now, the story overall is very compelling. I really enjoyed the story in this anime. Though, as I mentioned before, it is slow in some parts, and that might turn some people off to this anime. I know it did for me a couple times, but as I was watching the anime again, I actually found a really good defense for the anime's slow pace. This is mainly a journey anime. It's following these three characters that are trying to find the samurai that smells of sunflowers. And on a journey, whether it's in an anime or in real life, it's gonna have its high points and it's gonna have its low points. Not every aspect of a journey is going to be interesting, just like not many aspects of life is gonna be interesting. Sure, there are gonna be some really cool moments that you will never forget, but then most of it are really mundane moments that don't really stand out that much. And I feel like that really embodies the whole journey aspect of the story. When you're going on a journey, you're gonna have high points, you're gonna have low points, you're gonna have points where you're gonna be like, yeah, that was the greatest thing ever, and other times you're like, why are we even wasting time here? Overall, it contributes to the whole journey atmosphere of the story. But not all of them were superficial now. In fact, there were many great and interesting side stories throughout the anime that really added to the story and pushed it forward and did a really good job at developing and exploring our characters. There's two side stories that deal with Mugen's character where we get an understanding of his personality and his backstory. One deals with this Shaolin trained swordsman that he faces and the determination that Mugen has when facing an opponent that's much tougher than him. I mean, he goes through the ringer to make sure that he can face this challenge head on and he won't run away from it. There's another side story where we meet some of his past cohorts when he was younger, and it gives us some insight on the character's backstory, what his upbringing was like, and what led him to be the person that he is now. There are also many side stories that focus on Jin. Very similar to Mugen, they explore his personality and his backstory. There's this one episode where Jin becomes enamored with this woman who's being sold to a whorehouse because her husband is in debt, and you really see how he just forms a connection with this woman, which you rarely see in the anime. He kind of keeps to himself, but in this one episode you see him kind of open up to somebody, and that was really nice to see. And there are a couple episodes where you get to learn about what he was like before he became a Ronin and all that good stuff, something that I don't want to spoil for anybody who's interested in watching the anime. As for Fu, she did have some episodes that explored her character and backstory, but honestly those were the ones I didn't really care much for. And since we're discussing the three leads, let's talk about the characters. I thought a majority of them were really awesome, especially the leads. You got Mugen, the foul-mouthed, arrogant swordsman with a rough past who isn't afraid to speak his mind, doesn't take shit from nobody, and is always up for a challenge. Then you got Jin, the reserved, stoic, yet deadly Ronin, whose sword skills are just as sharp as his intellect and awareness. And then you got Fu, the girl companion who mostly serves as a mediator between the two characters and plays like the comic relief character slash damsel in distress. I mean, this character gets kidnapped on a daily basis. Hell, there's even an episode where they even poke fun at the fact that she gets kidnapped so damn much. And these three's relationship is quite dynamic in the fact that though they don't talk much about their past, their feelings, their emotions, or their personalities to each other, hell, they wait till like the very last episodes to actually ask each other about their past or things that they never told each other. They still know a lot about one another because they spend so much time and bonded so well. They have a strong connection, all three of them. And speaking of those last three episodes, that was just perfection. Everything about the last three episodes was epic. The action, the voice acting, the animation, the story, everything, just all great. And it gave a great conclusion to this series that leaves you extremely satisfied. But sadly, now we have come to the part of the review where I discuss all the issues with Samurai Champloo. And the biggest issue I found with this anime were the filler episodes. Talk about a huge waste of time some of these episodes were. And this has been a major issue I've had with many Manglobe animes, specifically Ergo Proxy and Michiko to Hatchin. The animes just felt like they could have been a few episodes shorter. There's just some episodes that just were unnecessary and just made the anime drag on for way too long. Now granted, I did mention earlier that there are many great and interesting side stories throughout the anime that progresses the plot and gives good character development. But episodes that solely focus on a wannabe samurai, a freaking baseball game, graffiti wars, and yes, even zombies, they feel forced more than anything. And that's not even mentioning how superfluous they are to the story. You know how much impact these side stories have to the anime? Zero. Zilch. They're never mentioned again. They're never referred to. They are quickly forgotten as fast as they were presented. Also kind of tying in with the first issue, many episodes in the anime end abruptly, like at a drop of a dime. There's no sort of epilogue to really explore the aftermath of the situation. And I know, samurais aren't really emotionally expressive, so they probably won't see it as a big deal. But I felt like these events were so significant to just see them go on as if it never happened in the next episode was very bothersome to me. I mean, some of these moments were pretty impactful, and I would have loved to see how they would react to that in the next episode. But they would just end it, and then in the next episode they treat it as if it never happened. That was bothersome. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that there wasn't a lot of fluidity from episode to episode. And the last issue I found with this anime were Fu's out of the blue romantic feelings towards Mugen nearing the end of the anime. Like seriously, where the hell did that come from? It came out of left field and felt incredibly forced in at the last moment. There is no real build-up suggesting that Fu had any sort of romantic feelings towards any of her two companions. Yeah, sure, she would make comments like, you don't have to go fight any other girls when you guys got me, or I'm worried about so-and-so, I hope he's okay. But that was just playful banter and to show the camaraderie between the three characters, the strong connection that they built, and to add in a romantic relationship or some romantic feelings from one character to another kind of just tarnish that relationship that they did so well at developing. Not to mention, by the end of it, it doesn't even matter as Fu just kind of ignores it as if it was some sort of hiccup or just fleeting feelings or something like that. And I'm just like, then why even add it in the first place? It was incredibly pointless. But overall, even with its few issues, I still got a kick out of Samurai Champloo. I think it's a solid anime and I definitely would recommend it to all of you to go check out because it's gonna get a 4 out of 5 stars from me. It's definitely worth watching, especially if you're a fan of samurai animes with the hip-hop element added to it, like Afro Samurai. But anyway, what did you guys think of this anime? Did you like it a lot? Did you get a kick out of it? Was you find it really boring and it dragged on for too long and you just couldn't stand it anymore? And let me know, what is your favorite Manglobe anime? Rest in peace, buddy. Miss you every day. Comment below and let me know. And stay tuned, I'm trying to catch up on all the movie reviews I missed out because next week is gonna be hell on earth for me. With all the Star Wars reviews, 12 days of anime, top 10 list. I got another Why I Won't Watch coming down the line, some anime reviews, so much to do. I just wanna pull my hair, oh my god. So do say a prayer for the Black Critic Guy, and until then guys, if you'd like to see more videos on this channel, be a part of the Black Critic crew, please hit that subscribe button below, like this video if you really enjoyed it, and I'll tell you what in a second, the great samurai known as the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace YouTube!